Hey, what's up? Welcome back to a new tutorial. My name is Xander Douik and this YouTube channel is all about photography, filmmaking and visual effects. So hit that subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. In today's tutorial I will be showing you how to create anime visual effects videos like the ones Dave Ardito creates. So here is a look of what we're gonna be creating. Now, this tutorial will be split into 2 or 3 videos, otherwise it's gonna be a one long and boring tutorial and I don't want that. So, if this video gets enough views, I will make a second part of it. And now, without further ado, let's get to work. The first thing to do is to record your videos. So, set your camera on a tripod and start doing some movements and jumps like so. It looks weird at first, but trust me, it's worth it. And last but not least, don't forget the empty shot. It's the most important part. So now, let's move to the compositing. Open up After Effects, move your clip to this icon to create a new composition and make sure to put your clip rate on the bottom, and if it's not long enough, you can right click on it and choose Time, Freeze Frame and extend it for the entire timeline. The first effect we're going to be creating is the speed dash effect. So bring your clip to the timeline, go to where you want to start dashing and press Ctrl plus Shift plus D. Now freeze frame this new layer and draw a rough mask around your actor, then keyframe its position and scale if needed, move forward a couple frames, then change its position and scale to your desire. And now bring your second clip which contains the rest of the movements and sync them both together. And finally enable motion blur to end up with something like this. You can always adjust the clip's length if it's not smooth enough. And now all you have to do is to repeat the same process for as many times as you want to finally get this effect. Now let's move to the second effect, which is the Goku transmission effect. First thing to do is to choose where you want the effect to happen. Then, as we did for the first effect, press Ctrl plus Shift plus D, and on this new layer we will freeze frame it, then create a rough mask around the actor, and next we're gonna add some effects to it. First one is Venetian blinds, increase the transition completion and width, and the next effect is gonna be the wave warp effect. Add it to your clip, change the type to noise, and now add a keyframe, increase the wave height bunch, move forward for a couple frames, and then decrease it so your actor is more visible. Then bring the first clip and sync them together to make it look this way. And then do the same thing at the end, only reversing the keyframes so it starts with a low value and ends with a high value on the last keyframe. Next up, we're gonna be creating the ground breaking effect. So for this one, I shot myself jumping and landing on the floor. Now, once my feet hits the floor, I will add this ground breaking footage that looks so realistic. I will leave the download link for this down in the description. And that's it. No, that's not it, I'm kidding. Here you can see the edges are visible, so I will just create a mask around the edges, subtract it, and then increase the feathering a bit. And next, I will add some brightness and contrast effect to the footage to make it more visible, maybe increase the exposure a bit. And now, as you can see here, my foot is inside the crack, which is unrealistic. So to fix it, I will draw a mask around my foot on the footage, set it to subtract, and I will keyframe its path for the entire clip. Because I've only got a few frames here, it won't be hard to manually adjust the mask. But if your case is more complicated than this, then you need to roto it using the roto brush tool. Lastly, if your groundbreaking footage isn't clear enough, you can duplicate it to finally get this look. And now the body flicker effect. So for this effect I shot myself on 3 different positions, 3 clones. I'm not gonna go through how to clone yourself because I already have a tutorial about it which you can watch by clicking on this card. And now what you wanna do is to choose one of your clones, duplicate the layer, freeze frame it and draw a rough mask around yourself. Then keyframe its position, move forward 1 frame, change its position on top of the next clone, move forward another frame and put it on top of the next clone. And keep doing this for the entire clip. Now if you're done, don't be so happy because we're gonna be repeating the process but this time I will change the position and put it on these gaps between the clothes. So let's go again, frame by frame. Then don't forget to enable motion blur so you end up with this look. We're not done yet. There is one more thing that needs to be done, which is to play around with the opacity of the clothes. So I will add a wiggle expression, type in wiggle, open bracket, 100, 1000 to get these flickering clones, and thus our effect is done. I hope you guys liked today's tutorial, and as I told you in the beginning, if this video gets enough views, I will upload a second part of it and teach you how to create more amazing anime visual effects. And of course, if you have anything in mind, just comment below and I will be more than glad to help you out. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, don't forget, if it's thinkable, it's doable.